What's up, everybody? It has been a long week in the Chris Wild household. In 41-33, it has been a very long week after that ass whooping that we received Sunday night delivered to us by the Dallas Cowboys, our arch rival. So I just want to get straight to it, and I want to talk about some things that can make this team better. Something that we've been talking about for a long time, and that's some trade opportunities that the Philadelphia Eagles have. I saw something very interesting today, and it may spark this video, and that is that the New York Jets are shopping wide receiver Robby Anderson. Now, we've talked about Robby Anderson in videos before, but now it seems like that the Jets are definitely trying to get rid of this guy, and I think he fits this offense perfectly because we need a deep threat. With Deshaun Jackson being out for forever, it seems like, and not having anybody fast that the opposing defenses could respect, I think Robby Anderson would fit in great into this offense, filling in right where Deshaun Jackson left off. Now we're supposed to get Deshaun back, so that would still be good to have Deshaun in the slot and this guy out on the end with Alshon Jeffrey. But I just think it fits. Now, unfortunately, the New England Patriots ruined the wide receiver market when they traded for Mohamed Sanu, and I say that because they gave away a number 2 for a guy that's probably not worth a fourth. So now these asking prices are going to be crazy. But Joe Douglas is familiar and has a good relationship with this front office as he has a Super Bowl ring with the Philadelphia Eagles and helped construct that 2017 team. So Howie Roseman, please don't lowball this guy or disrespect him, and maybe we can make something happen. Now, another wide receiver that I'm looking at is Devontae Parker of the Miami Dolphins. Another fast guy. I think this guy can bring something to this team. Again, we need a deep threat. We need some speed on this offense. I think he fits. I think you could probably get him for cheap from the Miami Dolphins as they are selling everything, it seems like. And that these are the two guys that I would have a close eye on. The third guy is A.J. Green. I don't really think that's a possibility. I think, again, the asking price is going to be really, really high because you got a Pro Bowl level wide receiver. And also, who knows how good his ankle is. If he's just sitting because he doesn't want to play for the Bengals, or if he's sitting because he's hurt. And I really don't want another player with an issue like that. Now let's talk about defensive tackle because we are really, really thin at D-tackle. A lot of people don't talk about it because it's not a sexy position. But D-tackle, we had Malik Jackson, which is a huge signing, I thought. And again, if he didn't get hurt, who knows what this line could be. A very underrated signing that just didn't get to show anything because he's hurt. I don't think we realized how big a hit that was. Tim Jernigan comes in. He's hurt. He might be back later this year. And then Hassan Ridgeway, a guy that nobody thought was going to be playing anyway, is now injured as well on the injured reserve. So we need somebody. We picked up a couple practice squad players, a guy off the street that was a first-round pick for the Green Bay Packers. But that is just not going to be good enough to sit next to Fletcher Cox, who has apparently lost himself this year and recently had a break-in to his house. And maybe it was a fan breaking in, trying to make sure that that was actually Fletcher Cox in there and not some clone that doesn't know how to play football, because he hasn't done much for us either. That being said, there are guys out there that we could trade for. Another New York Jet is Leonard Williams. Leonard Williams making $14 million this year. We have $22 million just sitting there in cap space. He is a realistic opportunity, I think, and maybe Howie can work some magic and have a big deal, a mega deal, involving both Robby Anderson and Leonard Williams. That would be awesome. Again, I think it's a pipe dream. It probably won't happen, but he's a guy I would look into as far as D-tackle. Geno Atkins, defensive tackle for the Cincinnati Bengals, is also looking to get out of Cincinnati. However, this guy's making a lot of money for the next 3 years. I don't think Howie Roseman is going to want to pay him. Obviously, with all the money you're spending on Malik Jackson and Fletcher Cox, it's just not going to fit in. But if you restructure the deal, maybe that's a possibility. But my guy that I want them to get back, that I think that they can get for cheap, is Bo Allen of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He's on the last year of his deal. I think you could get him off the team for cheap and then get him into an environment that he succeeded in, he knows how to play in, and he knows all the personnel. That would be the guy that I would get if you're looking for a cheap defensive tackle that could help out. Cornerback, we've talked that to death, okay? We've talked that to death. Chris Harris Jr. is the guy I think they should go after. Patrick Peterson, I would love because he'd bring a swagger to the defense. But it's, again, a pipe dream. I just don't think it's going to work out. And if it was going to happen, I think it would have happened already, as the Eagles have been linked to the Arizona Cardinals as far as asking for Patrick Peterson. But it's concerning that the Eagles haven't got anybody yet. It honestly is very concerning. It makes me wonder if people are taking Howie Roseman seriously, and if it wasn't Joe Douglas pulling the strings when he was here to get some of the players like a Jay Ajayi that we had gotten before. Obviously, we don't want to make the Golden Tate mistake, but I also blame that on Mike Rowe, who said he didn't have, he had to find a place for a talented wide receiver like Golden Tate. But that is for another video, for another time. Now let's talk about the Buffalo Bills, the 5-1 Buffalo Bills. This is going to be a hard game no matter what, because it's a third game of this 3-game road trip, and it's in Buffalo, which is, these fans are but just as insane as we are. These are guys that got going through tables banned from their tailgates. I mean, the Bills Mafia is unreal. That place is going to be nuts. They got a 5-1 team now. They're going to be going crazy, and we are definitely going to have to bring every single thing that we have. We're going to have to grow a backbone. We're going to have to find an identity, and everybody on this team is going to have to play a good game for once this year to get this win. We're going to see what the Philadelphia Eagles are all about, because you lose this game, you're now 3-5, and you might as well just kiss any playoffs goodbye, and Howie definitely won't make a trade at that point. You win, you're 4-4, you're right back in it, and I think your GM starts pulling the trigger on some major trades. As far as the Buffalo Bills go, Josh Allen is a so-so quarterback, really doesn't have many weapons on the outside. He's got a good running back, young running back, and Devin Singletary, and then the old man that can still go, Frank Gore. He's still playing really good football. So their offense is so-so, but their defense keeps them in every single game. They've got a really good defense. If we're going to beat them, we got to get that run game started, which means we cannot give up 14 points like we did the last game. We can't let this team get ahead of us like we have been doing the past couple weeks, because at that point, you can't run the ball. I tried explaining this to my father, and we kind of got in a little heated discussion during the Dallas game. Obviously, tempers were flaring, but you can't run the ball when you're so far behind. You just can't. It's at some point, you have to start putting points on the board very quickly when your defense cannot stop an offense, and you know this. So that's going to be a big key to the game. And look, man, if Nelson Aguilar has anything left in his body, he could give us a little bit of help with a couple catches, but I doubt it. Like I said, the rumor about him going to Indianapolis in a trade, I will drive his ass to the airport. I will pick him up like a baby, and I will hand him to Frank Reich and the Indianapolis Colts for a 6-pack or a friggin' bag of footballs at this point. That's how bad I want him out of here. And then the tight ends are going to have to show up. Zach Ertz is going to have to take off his Invisible Man costume for Halloween. He's going to have to show up, and this team is just going to have to play. And that means you too, Carson Wentz. Number 11 is going to have to play like an MVP caliber type quarterback. That's what we're holding him to. That's the standards that we're holding him to. We expect him to be elite, and that's what he's going to have to do to silence the critics and to stop all the drama, because once you start winning, the drama goes away. You can see it. You can ask any team that there is. And there's also some other options too, man, as far as other inquisitions. I don't want to get into that right now, because I think I can make another really cool video about some guys that they could just pick up right now and sign. I think everybody knows who I'm talking about as far as wide receiver, because he's a very talented one just sitting on the couch, and allegations were dropped on him. But again, another video for another time, guys. Thanks for watching. I want to give a special shout out to John LeClaire of ECWA Pro Wrestling for creating this logo. It's going to be somewhere around here. For creating this logo for me. He donated his time and did this, and I appreciate that. It means a lot, because time is valuable to everybody. And as far as that goes, I just want to thank all my subscribers, man. I've gained a bunch this past week, and thank you guys for hitting the subscribe button and just watching and supporting. I think YouTube is a wonderful place to vent, to meet people, and to be able to connect with other people that believe in the same things you do and feel for what you're doing. I'm also starting to do live streams, and I'm starting to get used to doing that. Please catch a live stream someday so I can talk to you guys and communicate with you, because that's the best part of doing this entire thing. I'm not trying to make money off this. This is for me and to give back to the Philadelphia Eagles community and fans that really made my childhood awesome. So without going into more details about that, you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and maybe I'll have another video later this week with some more Eagles and Buffalo Bills stuff. I don't know. I really don't have a great feeling about this game, so there's not much for me there. But either way, go Birds. We live and die by the green. And I'm going to be as rabid as those Buffalo Bills fans are Sunday, win, lose, or draw. And if they lose. So like I was saying, guys, I was interrupted. But if the Eagles play like they did Sunday night against Dallas, you're going to see a rant video that trumps the one that I did Sunday night after the Dallas game. You're going to see something, because I am this close to snapping on everybody individually on this football team from Jeffrey Lurie all the way down to the ball boy. That's how close I am to snapping. But let's hope enough to see that. Let's hope there's a positive video where I'm ranting and raving about how badly we kicked the Buffalo Bills' ass. Either way, you're going to see something special Sunday night. Thank you guys. Go Birds. Like, share, and subscribe. Thanks again.